Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Freeburg's Free Advice. We're going to take a look at some more kind of math and business type stuff here. Another great math application in the world is counting back change. How can I do change at a register? So I teach this to a lot of my employees every summer. We hire a lot of high school kids and train a lot of high school kids to figure out how to operate a cash register, how to work in high volume sales, and we teach them things like customer service, how to greet people as they come in, making sure that they smile before they talk because it gets you into a positive attitude and you can hear it through the voice. That also works extremely well on the phone if you're doing any phone sales. Smile before you pick up the phone and call someone, or if you're receiving, if you're doing receptionary, smile before you talk. It makes you sound happier. It gives that better impression. Okay, and then we also teach basic functions of registering. So even though credit cards make up about 78% of our total sales, you still have to deal with a lot of cash. And so it's important for us to be able to calculate the changes due. So even though the registers will do this for us, and it eliminates a lot of that requirement to do all the math yourself and making sure you know it all the time 100%. Which is nice because it speeds up the process. It's going to help us service more customers and help us get through the line faster. In turn, helps us move more product. So on a business end, cash registers are awesome. And not having to do all of the math is a great time saver and helps us be a better business. Well, you still need to be able to understand what to do, because even though calculators and computers and cash registers do a wonderful job of following directions, they also do a wonderful job of following the wrong directions. So if you tell it accidentally to do the wrong thing, it's going to give you the wrong answer. And so you got to make sure that your estimating skills are good enough to identify these errors. So two of the most common errors that I've always seen is when you're typing in the dollar amount of what's they gave you for the bill. Let's say it was a $100 bill. And you type in one extra zero, so now it looks like they gave you $1,000. Well, how do you figure out the change due still? Okay, do you have to go back and rescan everything and do a new order, or can you just do the basic math? The other one is I have a bunch of my kids who will just hit the cash out button as if it was like a credit card and they paid exact change. And so then it doesn't tell them how much change to give back, so we need to be able to figure it out. Okay, so either way, you need to have that estimating skill to identify the error, and then in either way, counting change back can actually help you solve this problem and make you feel confident that you're doing the right thing. So here's how this is going to work. Let's say a customer buys product, and after total and sales tax, it comes to $71.33. They give you a $100 bill. How much change do you owe them? Okay. Hopefully that and how can you give them that change back in such a way that there's no doubt in either of your minds that you did it correctly? Okay, so let's first do the math. Hopefully, when you're doing the math here, you can identify that. Yep, the total bill was $71.33. They gave me $100, so hopefully you can identify that you owe them $28.67. Okay, few things to do to make sure we didn't mix up how much money was given to us and how much money we're giving back. First, I'm going to take the bill from them, so that $100 bill. I'm going to set it inside my cash drawer, not tucked away yet, and I'll explain why in a second. And I'm going to say, okay, great, out of 100. That way they've heard it out loud, and they know that they gave you 100, and you know that they gave you 100, okay? And then I'm going to do the math, and I'm going to pull out the money. So the $28.67, I'm going to pull out a $20 bill, a $5 bill, 3 $1 bills, 2 quarters, a dime, a nickel, and 2 pennies, right? So I'm going to get all the money out. Here's where counting back change comes into play. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to count back to the $100 they gave me. So we start at that $71.33. I'm going to give them the change. Drop that in their hands because people like it when it's in their hands and not sliding all over bills. Okay, so I give that back and I say this brings us to 72. Then I'm going to start counting with the smallest bills. So I'm going to give them ones and say, now we're at 73, 74, 75, 80, and 100. So I've counted back to the $100 they gave me. So now that we've done this, we've counted basically twice. We counted the change, we did the math in our head, and as I count back, I'm double checking my math, and I know that I'm right, and the customer knows that I'm right, and we're feeling good. So the final step at this point then is to take that $100 bill and actually tuck it into your cash register and put it away safely. The reason I do this last is because if a customer is like, oh, I thought I gave you $200, or I thought I gave you a $50 bill, or something different from what you have sitting there, you'd be like, actually, sir, you gave me this, or sorry, ma'am, this is what you gave me. Now there's no confusion on what they gave you. You have that there, and you can count cash back to them. So counting change back is very important. Sometimes the computers make errors. Sometimes it's down. Sometimes you forgot to type in the change, so you need to do the math yourself. Count it back to the customer, and that way they know it's correct and accurate. So thank you very much for watching Freeburg's Free Advice. Hopefully you can use that if you pick up a sales job during the holiday season here. So enjoy the holidays. We will see you soon.